Hi, I'm Tim Roble, and welcome to another episode of Adventure Athlete. Today we're going to be talking about packaging on the Humvee or packaging on your van or camper build. So one of the things I like to do is I like to get all of the equipment in stock before I start organizing. You kind of understand what your layout is going to be, but you have to be kind of modular on this stuff and ready to compromise for what really works. So last video you saw the Snowmaster Expedition series. I had that up front. I like to run the refrigerator up front just because when you have the ramp down in the back, sometimes you have sun directly on it. In this case, by packaging this like this, I found a solution to save myself about 5 inches of aisle width. And you can see like where that stove hangs out a little bit. The stove is actually better where it sits because it saves space and it allows me to put the charge controller and the propane tank underneath. So bringing this back to here, and why I did that, because it doesn't go level all the way up. I'll see if you can see that, but the cage comes in right here. And then you also have to take into account these things coming full open. So I got that open on the hinge. This is just going to be sheeted with 40 thousandths aluminum. Then it'll be the styrofoam insulation, and then another 40 thou on this. So I got the sink laid up and just trying to package all of this. I've been trying to find an inch. And so I had the stove in sitting on a top bracket. And you can see now that a top bracket has been removed and it just sits down and nests here. And that was kind of a tough solution to find. But with doing that, that allows me to take the charge controller and make some brackets for that. But the charge controller will sit more like right underneath the stove there, so it'll be visible from, in an airspace. It's not going to have heat on it, but in the airspace. And then that allows all my runs for my wiring. The inverter's in this way, so all of the runs for the wiring is just going to be all on that side and super easy to accommodate. And then in this area right here, I'm going to do a full-size propane tank. I guess that's a 20, I want to say it's a 20-pound, not 20-gallon. But I'll show you that right over here. Had a wonderful walk with the dogs this morning, got out, and I'm actually to the point now where I'm starting to be able to run on my ankle. So yeah, you actually can self-heal yourself. But that's the propane tank. And my thought process behind that is anytime you're out on the road, those are accessible at most gas stations or a refill at most gas stations. So I got that set up in this where I'll box that in, vented to the outside. Super slick. I'm super stoked on that thing. So why I'm thinking of that right now, let's take a look at the refrigerator lid open. So that prompted me to start thinking about the newest evolution of what this is going to be. And sometimes you just have to put something together and see it's not going to work or not right, and chop it off and start again. So what I'm going to do here totally makes sense now. The aluminum comes in a 4x8 sheet. So from this nesting area to the top is going to be 48 inches, which is about 2 inches past the top of the refrigerator. So with the top down, I'll be able to open that. I'll be able to sit on the bed. I'll be able to do a stealth camping. Now, how stealth is this going to be? I don't know, but I know a couple spots where we can pay for $25 parking and spend 24 hours there. Probably not supposed to spend the night in the vehicle, so I won't pop the top up, but pretty slick spot. And that's going to be our first, once this thing's operational, I'm super looking forward to that because there's nothing else like it in the area. And when motel rooms are going for basically 200 and up a night, we'll be doing 25 and be able to park there. And we're just looking for a place to sleep overnight, and then we'll be back down to the ocean again. But the bed layout has worked out super well. I got a piece of plywood sitting there. I am not going to crawl up there and bust my head on that fan again. I can bust my head on that whether it's running or not. You'd think I'd learn after the first couple of times, but no. Cubic Mini is going to nest right behind the sink. So we'll go there, and I'll do that. I'll frame that up with some 125 thousandths steel plate, and that's going to get welded into this shelf, come back and tie in, and I'll make a little out of tube come around and come through here and secure all that. The refrigerator is as far as it can go back. You can see I got that inch space there, and then I actually have just a little bit of room over here. So things are super, super tight on that. I've decided not to go with a traditional sink where you turn it on and it's got the sprayer and it looks cool in the videos and all that. I think this is the best solution. I bought 2 of these. I have this exact one in Oscar Mike on the hot water shower, the instant shower. Works super good, and I don't think I would ever put in another regular sink faucet. I do have a tankless water heater back there, so one of those will go on the tankless water heater. Tankless water heater, now that that's going to be 48, is going to sit probably right in this back area. So I know what you're looking at. You're seeing a ship being built in a bottle. So right now I can drive this thing out. So some of the issues that I've had with the packaging is trying to figure out how to do the hard sides and flip up panels and all of that, because there's just not enough room for 2 foot of travel up in the front here. So you would raise that up. That'd either have to be tint fabric to cover the void, or hard sides that was going to fold up in place. But now that I am doing 48, that gives me 2 feet here all the way around. So it's just going to be basically a box in a box now that's just going to lift up. There's not going to be any flip up panels. I think I should be able to access the door. No, I probably won't. As you can tell, I'm kind of figuring this out as I go. A lot of people will spend time doing stuff in SketchUp and CAD and all that. Highly recommend you try that. That's a good way to do things. But when you get that product that you thought was measuring out at 34.5 inches, and it's got a little chingus that sticks out on it, or you have an airspace that's required for ventilation, what are you going to do in that event? So I like to get everything there and play Tetris with it, try to package it, try to figure it all out. Just like lifting the bed for the water tank. I'll speak on that a little bit right now. So this is what I normally do all of my my water with. I've had great luck with that. That's how the adventure truck's done. That's how Oscar Mike's done. Home Depot run yesterday. Came across PEX, and I'm like, man, that's actually a better solution, easier to run. This whole big roll right here was $29.50 for 100 feet. Then I bought more than enough fittings and stuff to split everything and run out of the water tank. So yesterday I was thinking about the water tank, and I was like, what would be a cool solution for that? Box it in and make it kind of look cool. So I actually kind of like the Rhino line. So I did a super thin coat. I wiped everything down with lacquer thinner, made sure everything was dry, and then put the Herculiner on it, and that has worked out really cool, and we'll see how it holds up. I did tape it. It bled through, so I had to use some lacquer thinner to wipe it off. So I believe this is either a 21 or a 28 gallon tank, but I usually use for myself a little under a gallon a day. So I doubt I'm going to be out on a 21-day trip. Also like to take these little vacuum sealed bottles down here. These are a half gallon a piece, and I will figure out a way to nest those in, because you can take that anywhere and fill that up in a water station or a drinking fountain and make those work really well. But I got the water pump set up. I'm waiting on another panel to dry. Basically, this is the water pump. I got the crimps on there, and this is a great water pump because it's quiet. Rubber mounted. I think it was about $100. It'll be in my Amazon store. Highly believe in that. But I'm going to mount that down here on the wall, and basically we're going to come out of here, going straight down to the pump. The pump is going to go to the corner, then forward, and then I'm going to run across this transition right here, forward of this bulkhead, across over there to power the sink. There's also going to be a T in it where it's going to come out right up here and run around the fender well all the way to the back, and then it will come up and over and tie to where the hot water heater is. So questions and comments on packaging. Not an easy thing to do, no matter what size rig you build. You know, Oscar Mike, 28-foot box, there's not a square inch wasted on that. That was a very hard project, no easier than doing the Canyon. This is no easier or no harder than doing Oscar Mike. It's just about taking your time and working through that process. But now that we know what we are going to do here with the roof and everything, it's going to take away from kind of the cool look. It's going to add another 10 inches to it. But with this area right here being 48, that allows me just to do one sheet coming through and then trim that to fit. Being that we're doing the 2-foot raise now instead of the 30-inch raise, this window is going to have to come down a little bit because I need to be able to have 2-footer travel. So the window will drop down a little bit. I need to rehinge it. I think I talked about that in the last video because I can't have those protruding out. So I bought this piano hinge, and I'm going to run this piano hinge backwards where the thick part goes into. It'll mount like that, so it'll actually only be about 1/8 of an inch difference. I think those are probably 80 thou thick. And then this still allows it to open up little past 90. And as you know, I never do a window where it goes past 90. I always do it so when it rains, the rain will fall off. And I should say that I would do a window that opened up. Like if something was lower and was going to be in the way and you're going to hit your head on it all this time, yeah, I would do it high enough to clear my head. That would make sense. But so far, just pushing on in the build. Looks like we're still going to be here for the 4th. So I'm just going to work today and tomorrow and put in some more effort. Kind of chilling out on my hardcoreness. I'm passionate about the project. I can see now it done. Looks like next week I'm going to schedule myself to go pick up all of the aluminum to sheet it, so it'll look cool. But to do that first, I'm going to have to pull Oscar Mike out. This is going to have to go forward, and I'm going to have to spend about 3 days working in the sun, changing up the framing on the top, and then sheeting it, and then building the outside shell that will nest in that, in the part that's going to travel up. And I do have 2 leftover windows up there on the shelf. So I am going to put those windows in the upper box. I think that's going to go in place of the Max Air fans, because you do definitely need some cross flow ventilation or it'll get definitely hot in here. Other than that, you know, the windows still work. That still works as something to bring in air. And then the big ramp in the back. So I am super stoked on the project and how that's going to work. Thoughts, comments. Thank you guys so much for reaching out. I appreciate when you guys comment. That really helps the algorithm, and these videos have been doing a lot better because of you guys. So give me a thumbs up. Give me just a quick comment. Rusty, thank you for giving me a call the other day. Did a consult on solar for his van. That was a neat deal. Looking forward to being more in touch with you guys. And right now I'm doing all my consultations for free. I'll give you all the knowledge I have for free, because I am going to build a book or a class or an online something for this type of thing, because I get a lot of questions on it. And I think, being this is my 4th build, I think I got a lot of knowledge, and I'm still learning. You know, like I'm going with the PEX now instead of something else. I think that's a better, more professional way to do it. So that's going to be it. That's going to be it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you. I'll catch you here next time.